Hello, children. I'm so happy to be with you again this week for another lesson as we approach Easter Sunday. We're still in the season of Lent, and I hope you've had time to reflect with your family, maybe enjoy some Lenten suppers with our church. Okay? So, before we get started, let's talk about rules. What's your least favorite rule? So, I had to think about this one. And even as an adult, we have to follow rules. We also got to make them, so I guess that's pretty cool. And hopefully we follow the rules that we make. So for me, the rule that I like the least is the one where you have to clean up after yourself. Yes, this is probably a rule we all learned when we were very young in kindergarten, at least by kindergarten. And it's something we have to do our whole life. We should get better at it. It should be something that we're going to do automatically, is to clean up after ourselves. But still, it's not a fun rule, right? Because sometimes you feel so tired or you're ready to run and do the next fun thing, but you have to pause and look behind you and clean up, put things away, clean up whatever mess you made, after you eat dinner or a meal, play a game, maybe before you go on vacation or something. Yeah, you need to turn around and clean up after yourself so that you can find the things that you need, and then maybe somebody who comes up after you won't have to, have this mess to deal with. And just, in Boy Scouts, there's something called leave no trace, and it's pretty much leave no trace. When you go out to nature, whatever trash you make, you take it and you put it away, and you leave no trace that you're ever there. And of course, in a bigger picture, the world, the planet we live in, we should leave no trace. Humans, we share planet Earth with other creatures, and so yeah, we should clean up after ourselves and not do things that maybe destroy or harm the waters or habitat for other creatures. Okay, so again, just a simple rule like cleaning up after yourself has great importance and implications for ourselves, our family, for society, for the world. So even though I don't like that rule, I know it's important and I follow it. So today's lesson is from Matthew chapter 22, and it's from verses 34 through 46. It's about the greatest commandment. Okay, and the greatest commandment. We know about the 10 commandments that Moses brought down from God. They're pretty much rules that God set to guide, his people on a way to live morally, and a way to live a good life. Okay, and some of the rules, the commandments are, to obey God or to worship God, to not use the Lord's name in vain, to honor the Sabbath day, to honor your parents, to not kill, to not lie, to not cheat, steal, to not be envious of other people. Okay, so in the story, as Jesus is preaching, by now he's pretty well known, and the leaders have taken notice of him. Okay, the leaders of the Jewish people, of the Jewish synagogue, have noticed, him going around preaching and sometimes teaching things that they may not have thought was as important as, what they have been teaching. Okay, and so many times they would try to catch Jesus saying something that would be against the teachings of the church, heresy, which back then was a very big crime, get you in big trouble if you said something that was against the teachings of the church. Okay, so this one time when Jesus was preaching, there was an expert in the law, and he asked Jesus, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" Okay, and again, we know he's trying to test Jesus. Okay, he's trying to test Jesus, see how Jesus answers this question. And Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind." This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and all the prophets hang on these two commandments. Okay? And so, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Okay, we call that the greatest commandment. And I'll tell you, the law expert had nothing to say because Jesus was right. Based on that, all the laws of Moses tie together. Maybe the law expert was hoping that Jesus would pick one of the commandments, and argue with him like, why'd you pick this one over this one? Why is that one more famous or more important than this other commandment? No, but Jesus' answer tied all the commandments together. Because if you did that, if you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, and if you love your neighbor as yourself, basically you will live the life that God wants you to live. You will live a good life, a generous life, a life of compassion, okay? And so, as you go into this week, I hope you take moments to reflect on Jesus' words, okay, on this greatest commandment. Is it hard to follow? Yeah, it can be. Is it important? Yes, it is important that we treat other people, that we honor God, okay? And so, make sure you take moments of quiet and solitude to pray and talk to God, to ask God for help, to ask God for comfort, to ask God for peace, okay, and to ask God for strength. And I hope to see you all very soon. God bless you.